Happy Monday, Wonder Fanatics. Good morning or good afternoon, wherever you're listening. Good evening, of course. We are now global. Wunderfan is everywhere. We just had a huge announcement last week that the Wunderfan app is now available in South Africa, and campus takeovers were happening in Stellenbosch, Johannesburg, and of course, Cape Town. Yeah. So good day, good night, wherever you're receiving me. Hello. I'm Henry, and this is the Wunderfan Show. We, of course, are sponsored by the Wunderfan app, very best in sports fan rewards, the best, and we're only going to get better because we have a huge announcement here at Wunderfan. Every week, we will be giving away $1,000 to any lucky winner who plays in our raffle on the Wunderfan app. That's right. There's no other way to put it. You can win $1,000 every week just by entering the raffle on the Wunderfan app. There's a specific amount of wonder that you have to be able to put up. So the entry is 420 wonder, and we will select one winner every week, just until indefinitely for until we think this is to stop. I don't think this will stop anytime soon. So $1,000 every week. We'll announce the winners live every Monday here on this show, or if we decide Sunday nights, whatever works best. We're still figuring that out. But every week we will announce the winner live on this show. $1,000 if you enter the raffle on the Wunderfan app, and only on the Wunderfan app. Great. You can follow us. You can do all this, other stuff, but you enter the raffle on the Wunderfan app, enter it on the Wunderfan app. Good luck. $1,000 Visa gift cards to one lucky winner announced every week on the show. Okay, you get the point. Big weekend in sports for a lot of different reasons. Happy to break it down for you right now here on the show. Okay, first, got to talk about the All-Star game. Boy, just like it's not the best All-Star game we've ever seen at all. We've come a long way since East versus West, right? I know every year it seems like, okay, how can we make these guys try? What can we do to make this more fun, more engaging? It's just the more cute you make it, it seems like the worse the product gets. The guys still don't care, no matter how much you pay them, no matter how important the stakes are. And not to mention, just a day before Saturday, we got this insane hockey situation happening with the Four Nations. Oh my God. Like fights and just care and just pure grit in seconds of starting. We got national anthems getting booed. The patriotism is just flowing on that ice. It's so different. So different. I have a lot to say about that in regards to the NBA. Because everyone probably saw the hockey content all weekend, saw people fighting within the first 3 seconds of a puck being dropped, and they're thinking, this is the best. The NBA could never. The NBA couldn't even dream of this kind of an all-star game. This is impossible if you're an NBA fan. And I do think there's an element of the game of hockey itself invites, obviously, fighting, and invites sort of the idea that you could get hurt / killed on every single play. That's just hockey. Hockey is brutal, and it's amazingly brutal. It's beautifully brutal. That's not basketball. Basketball has never been about let's get each other killed. And so if you're trying to make the argument, make basketball more like hockey, you'll never get any player to co-sign that. It's impossible. But I will say what happened over the weekend involving the Four Nations, right? That's the product of an unusually unique moment in our history as far as our relations with Canada. We're literally in a trade war with them. Like, the tensions are probably the highest they've ever been since, the 1700s, since we're cutting up the land. So it's a big deal that you have teams from other countries facing off against each other on the ice, and an honor to play the game. But this, you don't think you could do this every time. This is not an every time. This is unique to this moment right now, to pure greed from a certain person in charge. And, you know, hey, like, it's really cool that it happened, but that's not the standard. This is a unique moment in time. And if you're like, well, hockey is back, hockey is going to leapfrog over the NBA. Well, I don't think that's even close to the case. How do I know? Literally go anywhere on earth and ask someone in any language, do you know LeBron James? And watch them puzzle through the first part of that sentence of do you know, in any language, and then watch them react to LeBron James. I guarantee you, anywhere on earth, there is a possibility they will be like, oh, yes. You can't do that with hockey. I don't even know that you can do that with football. As powerful as the NFL is in America, I don't think you could just go to Bangladesh and say Patrick Mahomes. I don't think you can. You can with LeBron James. You certainly can't with Sidney Crosby. I don't go say Sidney Crosby in Australia and see what happens. Literally go to Australia and say, do you know Sidney Crosby? To just some person at the bar on the Gold Coast, and watch them fumble for a second before they're like, well, is an actor? Is that? I'm not putting down Sidney Crosby, by the way. That's not what this is. I'm just saying the global reach and the influence that the NBA has over hockey isn't even sniffable. Not sniffable. Cool All-Star weekend, though. Really cool All-Star weekend. Good for you guys. It's awesome. I'm not a hockey fan, by the way. Like, I'm not a hockey guy. So that's where this is coming from. But, like, let's not get this twisted. This is a unique moment in time where our countries currently don't like each other. There's a trade war. So to say the NBA could never. Yes, because I don't know if it's that country based. We have a couple teams in Toronto, but like the NBA could never. Yes, because it doesn't depend on, I don't know. I think I saw a lot of that on Twitter, and it's like, yeah, the NBA could not, because there is no fighting in the NBA like there is in hockey. There's a lot of things the NBA could not, but really cool weekend nonetheless, and great for hockey. But it comes at the expense that the US and Canada are just not pals right now. They're forced to be neighbors, which is really unfortunate. And I guess, yeah, it makes for some excellent hockey. But let's not forget that we are literally in a trade war. So I think it's like the stove is hot. Doesn't mean the stove is hot forever, right? So that's how I feel about that. Because the viewership and the ratings, if some hockey fan tries to tell you that hockey is close, just tell them that cocaine is one hell of a drug, because it's not close. Like, it's a few million a night away, and it's not catchable. All right. But as far as the NBA All-Star weekend goes, I actually have a couple of suggestions. If people were here, I have a couple of advice. I think I have a way to fix it. I think it's a work in progress, but here we go. The whole weekend is terrific. I think the whole weekend is awesome. The Celebrity All-Star Game, watching celebrities play basketball, I think is a pretty crucial thing we need in our society, because no matter how powerful and how much of an impact you think you have on the world, if you see someone shoot a basketball and it does not look right, that may affect how you see that person. Like, if someone talks a mean game about whatever they're doing and they shoot a basketball the same way like a raccoon would, like the same level of coordination like a donkey would, which is impossible, right? Like, it's really tough to like then follow that actor in his or her career as a, I'm not going to say who sucks, but like, we saw some people go out and they're pretty big right now and they can't shoot a basketball. It's like, ooh, it has no bearing on what they do, by the way, because a lot of them just totally wear it, which is cool. I think it's awesome. And I think seeing guys chuck up, and sometimes people are good. I think some of these celebrities who are like ballers. It's really cool. I think that's really awesome. That's needed. Celebrity All-Star Game is needed. I think the Rising Stars Challenge is super cool too, because some of these guys are going really hard. This is like their shot to like get out of the G League and do stuff. Um, Somebody just slammed a door in my house. I really hope that's not like serious. Um, but anyways, I think the Friday night stuff is very important. I think it's cool, and like don't touch that. I think the dunk contest, it's a real easy fix, because every year I feel like guys are, you know, somewhat let down by who's in the dunk contest. Like you don't even like, anyone not named Mac McClung, who's just kind of like, I guess, on vacation in the G League. Not really, but he's just like not around, and he just gets spawned right back in front of everyone's face. Dunk contest day. You see how good he is at dunking, how the hops this guy has, the bunnies, the bounce, and what he's able to do. And then you're like, oh, that's amazing. And then you go back to him just being on some team in Charlotte or Philly or whatever, trying to get back to the league. I think that's, for whatever reason, is like, I don't know, not ideal. You know, I think you come on. I think we want to see Giannis. We want to see John Moran. We want to see Donovan Mitchell. We want to see these guys who can yam during games. We want to see them in the dunk contest. It's a really easy fix, and they say it every year. They're like, like Ja will tag Giannis or someone and be like, I think that next year we gotta do it. And it's like, yes, please. We're all stoked. And then next year comes, they're like, I don't know. Maybe next year. And then it's like, like this has been happening for 5 years. Remember when Donovan Mitchell tweeted at John Morant like 4 years ago, basically saying, nah, this mediocrity ends. Let's run it next year and change how. And it's like, yes. And everyone's like, yeah, this is great. And then next year comes and they're like, nah, this is mediocrity this year. Let's run it next year. And everyone's like, yes, please, let's do it. And then next year comes and they're like, nah, this isn't it. Let's run it next year. It's like, just do it. Just come. Stop tweeting about it. Just go do it. And, you know, if they're like, no, but I don't want to get hurt. Like, you know, they're going to do it. And then in January, they're like, oh, I got like a hamstring that's a little tweaky. You know, I don't think I want to do it. There's a cure for a tweaky hamstring. You ready? Or there's a cure for, oh, I just don't want to get hurt. Here's the cure. You ready for this? $20 million fixes a lot of ailments, right? I mean, whoever's sponsoring the dunk contest, I promise you, if you just throw a little bit more money or whatever is happening, just unload the truck, 10, 20 million bucks. You know, I mean, that's a lot, but you know, throw some money in there. It makes it a lot easier for a guy who's resting his ankle to, okay, fine. Just put some tape on it because they're all fine. They can all do it. 10 million bucks. That's something. That will definitely get Ja or Giannis be like, twist my arm. Fine, right? So think about that. That's an easy fix. 3-point contest, I think, is excellent. I may think that, you know, if you have a certain percentage, you should be required to do it. Like it's part of your contract. If you're in the top 10 of percentage that year, you have to do it. Because, like, is it really that big of a pain? I get it. You know, you want to, you know, if you're not an all-star, you're like, okay, I want to enjoy this break. It should be an honor to be there. Like it's part of your contract. You go and show up for this. If you're a top 10 3-point shooter, you have to do it. Because I sometimes you see guys where it's like, why is he there? It's like, you know, he can shoot. Technically, all these guys can shoot. But you're like, why is he there? And it's like, and then they do, and you're like, well, that was stupid. What did you expect? He's not going to beat Curry or Dame. I think if you have just, you see who is the top 10 up until that point, they have to do it. And then once they're there, they're not going to lose on purpose. Were they going to boycott it because they're good? All it is just more reps. Like, you have to do it. That's what I would say to that. Otherwise, it's just an excellent, I think it's amazing to watch. It's like watching the home run derby. You know, it's just like who's really good at one thing. And like, what's one great indicator? 3-point contest, like a home run derby. That's excellent. Okay. This is how you save the actual All-Star game itself. You ready for this? It's no longer a game featuring 5v5. It's actually just a 1v1 tournament. And before you even grab your pitchfork and hoist it at my neck, it's one person designated from every team. And I don't want to hear, well, Harden and Paul George would never do it. I'm not asking those guys to do it. Because the winner makes $1 million. The winner of this whole 1v1 tournament gets paid $1 million. I think it would be really cool to send someone from the G League or a two-way guy or a rookie or someone that's kind of on the cusp. You know, every team has that guy. And you send them, and it's really cool to watch them play to 11 or something? The All-Star game itself is friggin' 3 hours long. If you're watching guys not try, have this be a long tournament. It could be really fun. Have both courts going on at the same time, right? That could be exciting. Or maybe have games to 8, right? 2s and 3s, losers, right? Something like that. If your guy wins, so let's say, for example, the Warriors send Gui Santos or Brandon Podziemski, right? If your guy wins, he gets $1 million, which is not nothing for a lot of these guys. $1 million is great for a lot of these guys. And then the team gets $1 million to spread throughout, right? So you kind of in practice all week, it's like, who are you going to send? Everyone has a guy they send because you're thinking, all right, let's see what, let's see who's going to do what. We got a caller. Excuse me. That's weird. Hello, this is the Wunderfan show. Who might you be?
I'm King of Birds.
King of Birds. How we doing?
Good. How about you?
I'm good. You must have had a great week.
Yeah, I've been hearing you. I just want to talk about the Sixers and how we should probably trade them for literally anything.
Whoa! That's it, huh? You're done with Embiid? You had 1 week to celebrate your Eagles, and now you're like, all right, let's blow up the Sixers.
Yeah, it's like he's sitting on that bench for most of the time, then he's on the field, on the court.
Right.
So.
Yeah. You know that stat that Embiid and Brady, when you compare their careers, there's a better chance. The odds are better that Brady will make a Super Bowl than the odds of Embiid playing in a game. That's crazy.
That's unreal.
Yeah. That's insane. It's unfathomable. So
the NBA All-Star game looked like it sucked.
Well,
did they only play one quarter in it?
No, they changed the rules this year. They tried to update the structure. They're trying everything they can to make it more entertaining. I actually have a solution, and I just came up with it in the last 24 hours, and so it's sort of half-baked. But as I just explained to the audience, instead of a game, it's a 1v1 tournament, and every team gets to send they get to send one player to do this. And of course, some teams will be like, I don't want to send Paul George or Embiid because I don't want these guys getting hurt, right? So they might send like a two-way guy, and that's fine. Send someone who could really use $1 million in your team because everyone's talented. Everyone should be able to have, right? Everyone should be able to play and win in a 1v1. Here's the other kicker. If your guy wins it, he gets $1 million, and then the team gets $1 million. And so let's say a couple other guys who are like, not making Steph Curry money. They're like, yeah, I could use, and then they get some coin, right? So they can be dispersed via the team. I also think this should happen. Right. I also think about this. Think about this, King of Birds.
Yeah.
The league then pays that team $20 million in cap space.
Wow.
Or
that'd be a good idea, probably.
Or $30 million or $50 million in cap space. You just all of a sudden it becomes this huge thing. If you win the 1v1 tournament, you get $50 million in cap space for the next year.
Yeah.
Just for free.
It's like the Athletics turning into the Dodgers overnight.
Exactly right. It's exactly right. So I think You got to do something to make these guys care more. Maybe it was never about making the all-stars care. Maybe it was about making other people care and making the fans care. Because, like, let's say Charlotte needs 50 million and they just need to pay people and they're so bad. But if you give them 50 million, like, you could really change things in a year.
Yeah.
So
They could find somebody really good.
so then maybe they're sending LaMelo Ball is their 1v1 player. They're like, screw it. Like, if he gets hurt, he gets hurt. Let's see if he can win this whole thing. That might entice someone like the Pelicans to send. Maybe they send Zion. Maybe he's always hurt. Maybe they're like, Zion's always going to get hurt. Why not have him go and win this thing? And then if you see, yes, and then let's say you have like Zion, LaMelo, and these other like young studs in there. It's like, what if Ant Edwards is like, nah, the hell with this. I'm winning the whole thing. And now you got Ant Edwards in there because he just can't ever kneel down from an honest challenge like that. He's like, I don't need the million. I'm going to give my team 50 million by winning this thing. Now you got guys like Curry and Durant going, no, I want 50 million. And all of a sudden you got a 1v1 tournament that's beautiful, just full of all-stars and players alike. That's my whole thing is thank you. I just thought of it. Yes.
The one thing I would like to say is that how does Maxey not make the All-Star game?
Yeah, I don't know.
Tyrese Maxey's stats.
I don't know.
Like 27 points a game.
It's something ridiculous like that, and he was a total snub. I think the All-Star voting and the All-Star like title should still exist, but like I don't think these guys should. What's the point of watching these guys not sweat and not try? Yes. It's still an achievement to be there. It's still cool to be there, and it's still an awesome week. Like, keep all the media, keep all the press, keep all the lights. That's got to stay. Have the another city host it. That's all great. It's really cool.
Mac McClung dunking the ball over a car was pretty cool.
Yes, it was. And I don't think you were old enough to remember Blake Griffin doing that over a car.
He dunked over the car?
Yes. Or were you old enough?
I don't even know.
You might not have been born, but it was really cool when he did that. It reminded me of that a lot. But so you like my idea?
Yeah, I like it. And the Eagles should trade for Myles Garrett.
I really hope that doesn't happen because then you guys might truly be a dynasty. I hope the Niners get Myles Garrett. But King of Birds, thank you very much. Is there anything you want to say before I let you go?
Go Eagles, go Sixers, go Phillies.
Bye. So there you have it. That's my idea. And I just added the cap space part. The team should get 50 million in cap space free of charge. Like if you win the All-Star game, your guy wins the 1v1 tournament, the league just gives you 50 million in cap space. However, the taxes or the luxuries or whatever, just figure all that out. You get an honest 50 million in cap space, no matter what. I think that will make fans care a lot, knowing that their team could change overnight. I also think you can get a lot of other players to care. You think Ant Edwards is going to sit that one out? He's going to definitely try to get his team 50 million. He's going to try and want to land like a star 50 million just out of thin air. The league has 50 million to spend. You give half of that to Kevin Hart just for hosting the damn thing or whatever you gave him. Mr. Beast gave 100,000 to some dude who just made a half-court shot. I think the league can grant 50 million to any team whose designated player wins the 1v1 tournament. All that I ask is that when you guys implement this, make me the vice chairman of that, right? Just make me the coordinator, like sort of like the honorary like director of that. I just want to sit at half court in a king chair in an iron throne and knight the winner. I think that would be fair because I thought of this. That's fair. Yeah, you don't have to pay me. I just want to be there when it's done because it's like, this is my baby. So we can work on terms later. If you're not cool with a chair or an iron throne, I get that. We can make it more modest, like a foldable chair, but I got to be there. I got to see it live. That's my only clause there. But that's it. That's my idea, because you get to think about all the guys you get to see. You get to see some G League Cinderella stories come in. It's like a 24-hour March Madness. You got guys that probably will be out of the league next week, and maybe they crush it and beat Ant Edwards or take Ant Edwards really close, and all of a sudden they get signed somewhere else. It could really extend and save some careers. Not to mention, this is the perfect thing for like Bronny James to do. Instead of ESPN showing me his G League highlights because they're just trying to shove him down my throat still, freaking just make him go play. If you really did draft him because he could play in this league, throw him out there. See what he's got. Let's have him go one-on-one against some guys. This should be a no-brainer. I mean, of course, if he is as valuable as you say, and you didn't just draft him because he's LeBron's son, throw him, let him do that. This is a perfect opportunity to see guys like Bronny out there playing 1v1. When else are we going to see a 1v1 showcase that actually matters? I don't care about something in Rucker Park in July. Like, what? That's nothing. That's guys know how to not get hurt too, by the way. Like, enough of this, like, oh, I don't want to get hurt this weekend in February. You could get hurt walking to the subway. You can get hurt going to your car. John Wall did. He tore his ACL in his house or whatever. John Wall got hurt in his house. I know that was a dark time for him, but my point is this, like, you got to make us care. If you can't make the players care, make other players care. Don't get rid of the All-Star weekend. Don't get rid of the title of being an All-Star. Now it's no longer about like, are these guys available to play? If they're an All-Star, they're an All-Star. If you're the best player at the halfway point in the season, you're an All-Star. And if you're the best players throughout the whole season, you're all pro. And keep all that. That's great. But we need to see something quick, because you're not going to catch hockey in the All-Star weekend. Fighting is special to hockey. I don't want to see Jaren Jackson fight Draymond Green. That's not what I want to see. Nobody wants to see that. I want to see guys play really, really hard at the highest level of basketball. That, in theory, is what the All-Star game is. It's kind of what the NBA Finals is the best basketball at the highest level. But not everyone can make the NBA Finals. Well, this is a chance to do something to put your team in a position to make the finals. Winner gets $1 million. Team gets $1 million to spread to the players, or $5 million or $10 million. But the organization, the franchise, gets $50 million in cap space added. You know how crazy that would be to some teams who are literally at the nub of their cap? Like, they're at the fingernail nub of their cap space. They can't even get a new vending machine because they have no more space. One night, that's all solved because you send Steph Curry and he beats everyone in one-on-one. Think about it. All right. So we talked about that. You guys already know we're giving away $1,000 every week on the Wunderfan app using the Wunderfan contest raffle. I'll say it one more time. From now on, every week, we're giving away $1,000 in a Visa gift card on the Wunderfan app. All you got to do is you just got to enter the contest raffle, 420 Wonder. That's it. You can get that in 2 days to enter to win $1,000 every week. You can enter as many times as you want. Let's say you've been stockpiling your Wonder. You're trying to save up for something big. This is a good opportunity. You can enter as many times as you want. We announce one winner every week live on this show. Will be a recipient of $1,000 Visa gift card, cash. Spend it however you like. It's your money at this point. Consider us the Mr. Beast of sports fan rewards. Right? We're trying to give back. It pays to be a fan on Wunderfan. We're hoping this way convinces you. Download the Wunderfan app. Check it out. It's literally costs you nothing. It's Wonder. It's Wonder you generate by being on campus or watching a game. It's not real money. It's no sweat until you redeem it for something like this. Then it's very real. All right? Cool. Okay, I'm going to talk about a few more things, and then we're going to hang it up for the day. All right, this was amazing. And I'm also kind of sad because some people made a mistake, but I think there's an opportunity for some laughs here. All right. Illinois had a jersey retirement ceremony for Terrence Shannon Jr. over the weekend. And they lowered his jersey, the retirement display. It was upside down. Kind of like you had one job moment. Like, really just make sure it's, I don't know how you do it, but like whatever you have done in every jersey retirement ceremony, in jersey retirement, whatever you've done in every single jersey retirement ceremony history, just do it again one more time. It's sort of like you had one job and, well, it was hung upside down. Uh, it's just a total bummer. Here's what I found particularly funny. So the guy behind it, the director of, I think it's whatever this position is. His name is, I'm pulling it up right now. The athletic director, Josh Whitman. The Illinois athletic director, Josh Whitman, said after the game, obviously, it's a really regrettable moment. It's a shame that it happened that way. Of course, I didn't hang the jersey, but I'm ultimately responsible for everything that happens in this building, and ultimately that means it was on me tonight. Of course, I didn't do it. Like, wait, that one line in the quote, I think is hilarious. Obviously, it wasn't my fault, but, the whole operation falls on me, so I guess I can see how I am to blame. But I wasn't the idiot that lowered it upside down, not me, not I. I didn't do it. That little line is just a flare for whoever his boss is, so that it's not my fault. I didn't. It's some intern that did it. I didn't. It is your fault. You're in charge of everything. You should see last second checklist here. Jesus Christ, just dropped everything. Last second checklist. Is the jersey upside right? Yes. Cool. Lower it, right? Of course, I didn't hang it. That line, of course, I didn't hang the jersey. That reminds me of playing baseball in the yard with your friend or your brother or your cousin, and you're the pitcher. And so you just threw a nasty pitch, and your brother or your friend hits a foul ball and it goes backwards and it smokes your window. It smokes your parents' room window. Glass shatters everywhere. Of course, I wasn't the idiot that hit it. I was just the stud that threw an impossible pitch. I don't know what you want me to do. It's not my fault that my little brother's not going to go pro in baseball and that I'm actually really good at throwing this four seam. I have nothing to say, but hats off for the throw, right? Like, I have nothing to say, but maybe I should be taken seriously as a pitcher. Of course, it's not my fault I suck at baseball. It's not my fault my brother sucks at baseball. It's the same energy. So I found that, I don't know. I found that a little immature, that one single sentence in that apology quote. Dude, it's your fault. You've one job. And if it's not you making sure that the name is right side up, go do it. You don't retire someone's jersey every night. Maybe look one more time. Don't say, of course, I didn't do it. That, I don't know that guy from Adam, but man, that is the most 10-year-old cop-out excuse I've ever seen in my life. Okay, I'm going to use that next time I'm in a group effort and we totally bomb. It wasn't me that did this one thing. Of course, I was the team captain and I was the leader and I get paid way more to oversee this kind of stuff. And I take all the credit if it goes right, but it wasn't my fault that this blew up in its face. Dude, yes, it is. It is. He's like, of course, I didn't hang the jersey, but I'm ultimately responsible for everything that happens in this building. And that ultimately means that it was on me tonight. So I guess it is my fault. Doy! Then he says, we need to understand that mistakes happen in life, but there's also certain moments that can't happen. And we stole that moment from, no, yes, that's right. But that one little, of course, I didn't hang the jersey. Yeah, I see right through that. That's some cookie jar shit right there. I didn't steal the last cookie. Of course, I had it with the thief and it was really good, but I didn't do it. It's a mistake he made that I orchestrated. Now, in fact, I was the director of operations of taking the last cookie. Of course, I didn't steal it. Man, that just really pisses me off. I don't like that one little thing in there. That just seems like such a cop-out for whoever literally hung the jersey upside down. I'm sure that person who hung the jersey upside down was just following orders. Maybe it's a freshman in college who's interning for the University of Illinois. Ops. I don't know. That really bummed me out. I hated seeing that. I'm not going to get over that easily. That is crazy. Of course, I didn't do it. Yeah, right. You did do it. Liar. Okay. College hoops. While we're talking about this is all I have to say about college hoops. First of all, check out the Wunderfan app. We have tons of daily pick'em challenges. If you obviously want to build up some wonder and you don't go to a school that's currently having a takeover, or just picking up my phone because it hit the ground. If you don't go to a school that has a takeover or some sort of weekly promotion and you want to build up wonder, play in our pick'em challenges. Play in the pick'em challenges, and you will get wonder just for being right. Then again, it's all about how else you can gain wonder. Scroll, go to a game, use Wunderfan at the game. There's so many ways you can get wonder to even enter these $1,000 weekly contests. But anyways, this right now is the time to start falling in love with teams and choosing teams that you think can really shine during March Madness. By the way, because we know nothing. Like, let's say you're like just this massive Duke fan and you're like, I've seen enough. Duke's going to win the whole thing. Well, let's say Duke gets a 1 seed and they play a 16 seed from hell who just caught lightning in a bottle. And quite honestly, there was nothing you could ever do to stop them. And they beat you. Like the 16 seed UMBC that beat, I think it was, UMBC, the Retrievers, they beat Virginia. That's awesome. This is the time to start seeing those because stats don't even matter. Storylines can be more powerful than stats at this point. If there's something people are playing for and they get hot and they go to their conference tournament and they win it, whew, like let's say you fall in love with NC State again. You're like, oh, I think I really like their colors. Go for it. They went to the Final Four last year for no reason. They got hot at the right time. They got lucky twice, and then they had a great tournament run. That happens every year. Like, I know Alabama and Auburn and a lot of these SEC teams are killing it in basketball. They could all be eliminated by the second week of March Madness. That's the truth. It's crazy. So this is the time right now. Let's, if you have any sort of favorite at all, let's say you like a team because of their colors, or screw it. Let's say you like a team because of their mascot. Yeah, I'm really just, I gotta say, I'm really just a big banana slug guy. I think Santa Cruz has got a shot. I don't even know if they can go to the tournament, but maybe that's just it. We all have something that we can hook on to. This is why March Madness is so fun, because it does not matter where these teams were a month ago. It doesn't even matter what they are right now. If they get hot when it matters, when it counts, that's March. And we're in end of February, so it's almost March. So this is where I would say, if you like a team because of their coach's suit or the way that one player shoots free throws, whatever fancies you, whatever you prefer to root for as a basketball fan, even if you're a stats guy, you're like, oh, I just love their defensive efficiency. Whatever it is, now is the time to start falling in love with those little things, because those little things added together make big differences in March. It's crazy. There's no science behind it. It's March Madness. People go mad trying to figure out March Madness. And Wonder Madness has a huge contest as well that will happen alongside March Madness. More to come on that in probably a few days. But you can win a lot of money from March Madness while using Wunderfan. So I'll just say that. We'll tease it at that. More to come in the days that follow. Okay, last bit of business, and then we're going to call it for the day. NBA officially past the All-Star break. A lot of really good teams are starting to get really hot. Me personally, I think there's only a couple of teams that can really win the whole thing. And one of them is the Golden State Warriors. It was so awesome to see Draymond say it on national TV. The Warriors are going to win. They have to win. Because now it's like, all right, you called your shot. You got your guy. You got Jimmy. Guys are getting healthy again. Let's go on a run. Let's go on. Let's pull this off. Let's do it. I think they can. That Dallas game, the Warriors Dallas Mavericks game, when they lost, and it just seemed like the refs were doing everything they could to make Dallas, I guess, feel better about losing Luka. I don't know. I don't understand that game whatsoever, but I think the Warriors could really make something happen. I'm looking at the standings right now. There's just not a lot of room for error in the Western Conference. Really not a lot of room. Wow. The 10 seed taken by the Warriors, they're 28-27. The 9 seed, the Kings, they're 28-27 as well. Dallas has the 8 seed, they're 30-26. Literally, the Lakers at the 5 seed are 32-20. So from the 5 to the 10 seed, the separation is 6 games. You know how easy it is for someone to win 6 games in a row? You know how easy it is for someone to lose 6 games in a row? The Warriors did it. The Rockets did it. Denver's won 8 in a row. Now they're the 3 seed. Remember when Denver was like 1-3 to start the year? Remember when that happened? Let's pull it up. Denver Nuggets started the season 2-2, 2-3, and then Denver won 5 in a row. Then they lost a couple, and then they just went and won a lot in a row. They just won 8 in a row. Wow. That's great. Good for them. They're the 3 seed now, and they're trying to hold on to a commanding lead as they're 1/2 game behind Memphis. And then you just catch OKC, maybe. Yeah. I would love to play Oklahoma City in the first round. I would love it. Oklahoma City is not that good. I hope Oklahoma City keeps their 1 seed. I hope all these games, they're not meaningless games, but this run they went on in November, December, January, just never losing. I hope this lasts because they are so beatable. They just are. And if they're the 1 seed, whoever that 8 seed is, you have a real shot of beating them. I really hope the Warriors get that 8 seed. It would suck if the Warriors got to play like Memphis or Denver in the first round. Because Memphis is deep and they score 1,000 points a night. And Denver is just really good. Right? Denver is just so good. Jokic is incredible. He's probably going to win another MVP if he keeps this up. And he doesn't even care. Yeah, I would love to play OKC in the first round. They are just so mid. I mean, they have SGA, of course, but that dude has such a hot whistle. If that whistle goes cold, they are in trouble. His whole game depends on getting fouls. That's not true. That's a very immature way of looking at it. But that dude lived at the foul line. At least has a nice condo there. Who's not real? I think the Clippers are pretty not real. And guys are getting healthy, but like okay, here's my prediction. The Clippers are about to go on a 5-game road trip. Milwaukee, Indiana, Detroit, Chicago, Lakers. I bet you they go 1-4. Yeah. Bet you the Clips go 1-4 in that little roadie. Maybe their 1 win is at the Bulls. I don't think they're very good. I think the Clippers they had a good shot to, I think they're probably still going to make the playoffs. Maybe they won't. Who knows? But you won the games you needed to win. I think they're going to slide. I just don't think they're that good. I think the Warriors are great. I think the Kings, I don't know why he couldn't have just pleased Fox by bringing in more talent. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just not really moved by OKC. Let's go to the East. Cleveland's great. Boston's great. The Knicks are great. Yeah, okay, so those three teams, Cleveland, Boston, Knicks, they're great. Everyone else is just mid to diarrhea. That's it. Like Washington's diarrhea, Charlotte's diarrhea, Toronto's diarrhea, Brooklyn's diarrhea, Philly's mid, Chicago's diarrhea, Miami's mid, Atlanta's mid, Orlando's mid, Detroit is mid, Milwaukee's mid, Indiana is really mid. Yeah, there's three teams in the East that are good. Cleveland, Boston, New York, they're good to great. That's it. Three teams in the East are great. Cleveland, Boston, New York. Every other team is either mid or just diarrhea. That's it. The West is very different. Like, I would say 11 teams are good. One team is great. And then one team is pretending to be great. Yeah. I think OKC is pretending to be great. I think Denver is great. And I think 11 teams are good. That's going to make for such a good playoff. Wow. The West is going to be amazing. 11 teams are good. There's going to be two teams in the West that don't make the playoffs, and you're going to be like, they could have won the finals. Every team in the West that's going to be competing has an opportunity to win a finals. Maybe. But then also I look at the Clippers and I go, well, they're not going to do it. But like they can all beat each other. Everyone can beat everyone in the West. But I just think OKC, they're fraudulent, and Denver is great. Yeah, that's what I got. Okay, folks, that's it for today. You heard all the messaging. You heard everything I was saying. Starting this week, you can win $1,000 every week on the Wunderfan app. Just play in our contest every single week. One winner gets $1,000 announced here. We'll do the first one next Monday. Very excited to see how that goes. And then every other opportunity, just earn cash rewards. Just use the Wunderfan app. Go for it. Pays to be a fan on Wunderfan. There's so many ways to earn, to win, to have fun while using Wunderfan. We are growing. Never too late to hop on the wagon. All right. And on that, I think we're calling it. Cheers.